Hi, my name is Susan, and this is my first video on this DIY channel. I hope you'll enjoy it, and let's get started. For the first project, I'm taking candle jars that I had and melting down the rest of the wax to just get the jars. And I've got Mod Podge in my jars that's been cleaned. And I'm keeping the lids on them too, and of course paintbrush and foam brush. I'm using the Waverly black ink chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the lids on these jars. It only took one coat of the chalk paint to paint them and give good coverage. And I forgot to record, but I dry brushed the celery chalk paint on the tops of the lids and around the edges. I just wiped off most of the paint and just barely brushed over it. Now this is my assistant Bushi. He helped me cut out leaves using my Cricut. You can also use your templates or go on the computer and get leaf shapes to trace, but I used my Cricut and I just did different kinds of leaves, different shapes, and just cut out a whole bunch of them. And I took my jar and covered it with Mod Podge a little at a time and put my leaves down. And I learned a tip later about spraying the paper with a little bit of water to help it lay down. I wished I had known sooner because it was very heavy cardstock, but I managed to get it on. And I just put the leaves all around the jars and put Mod Podge on top of that and got it to look pretty. And here are my jars. I'm using them to store my wooden beads, and I think it looks nice. I like pretty, and I think this was made a pretty storage container. For my second project, I got this at a yard sale. I only paid $1 for it. Some of the little clothespins were broken, so but that didn't bother me. I thought it looked cute, and it originally came from, I think, Pier 1. Yes, and it was like $28, and I got it for $1. Thought that was a very good deal. And I painted it with that same celery chalk paint from Waverly. And I just went around it. I think it took about 3 or 4 coats to cover the whole thing and cover the black. After my paint dried, I took off the little black clothespins that was attached, and they weren't just clipped on. They had springs that attached it to the wire. So I just cut them off and just left the little spring on there because it really didn't matter to me. I had some brown clothespins that I was wanting to use anyway, and the other ones, some of them were broken, and I wouldn't have been able to match the size and color anyway. So I took this ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree months ago and decided to go around the edge. I thought it would give it like a boho feel. And I just mitered the corners along the seam that was already on you could still see the seam from the frame. Well, it's not a picture frame, but the regular frame. And I just matched that up and went around the edges. And after I got the ribbon on all the way around, I started adding my clothespin onto the wire. And here it is. I just decorated it with some greenery and some pictures of my family. But I thought it turned out nice. My last project, I bought this bird cage at the same yard sale that I had gotten the frame from. And I went back and forth on whether to paint it or not, but I did end up spray painting it white. I just thought it looked fresher. And so I took some ribbon that I had, and I've had this ribbon for years, and I pulled the little wire. It has to be wire ribbon to do this, at least for me. And I pulled the wire all out to make it gather. And I just cut off a long strip. And I just kept pulling on down the length of my ribbon till I got it all into the gathered stage. Then I tried to find that little piece of wire at the end where I had just cut to pull from that end also, to give me a little something to hold on to. And you may have to use your wire cutters to just kind of grab hold of it. You don't want to cut it, but just grab hold of it. And then you just start rolling it up as kind of tightly as you can, and you'll kind of pull loose later. But you want to roll it around and around till you end up with a flower. I didn't have any specific length. I just guesstimated on how much ribbon to use. I guess it depends on how big you want your flower. But you want the bottom especially to be tight. The upper part can fold out like a flower petal would. And I just went all the way around and then just wrapped my wire around it and glued it. And I just kind of fluffed it out when I finished. And I made 2 of these, and I plan on attaching them to the top of the bird cage. And so I just hot glued them both down onto the top. I just covered as much surface as I could with my glue gun. And try to mush it on in there without damaging the rows that I had. And I just did it on opposite sides. And then I had some greenery, and I just pulled some of the leaves and a couple of the sprigs. I had like little tiny white berries, and I pulled those off and to have leaves for my roses. I had to pull that glue, the glue that was dripping. The popsicle stick came in very handy, for sure. I just pushed that glue back there, up there until it got hard enough. And I just put my leaves around. And I added my berries. And I decided I wanted more berries. you just play with this until it looks good to you. Makes you happy when you look at it. I couldn't get my glue gun up there, so like I said, that popsicle stick came in handy. So I just glued the tip of my popsicle stick and stuck it up there to glue down the, push the hot glue onto the leaves and stuff to get it to stay. And I didn't realize my berries had fallen off, but I'll find them. And then I decided to add something else. I had some raffia, so I just took a few strips of it and just kind of made like a bird nest with it and put it in the bottom of the cage. At least my bird will be able to get out. It's not caged in, it's got open spaces. And I have a little red bird to go in there. I love red birds. And he looks happy because he can come and go as he pleases. And my cat liked it. And this is the finished product. I thought it looked pretty. And Prissy Girl approves also. So here's my jars and my cage. And here's everything I made. I think they turned out nice, and I hope you liked it too. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit that notification bell and the like button. I sure would appreciate it. And I hope y'all have a great, blessed, wonderful day. Y'all take care.